Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm your host, Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is Linda Smith, who is with the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Food Pantry. Linda, welcome. How are you?
Hi, thank you. I'm very good. How are you, Pete?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Nice to see you in studio. Thanks for coming down tonight.
Yeah, very interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Usually when you and I see each other, we're usually hanging out at a food drive together.
Lugging 50-pound containers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Lynn, tell us a little bit about the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Food Pantry and exactly what you guys do.
All right. Okay. Well, the Shoreline Soup Kitchen started in 1989.
Okay.
And so it's 32 years old. It started in the town of Essex, the First Baptist Church of Essex. A group of people had noticed that there was people dumpster diving.
Ooh.
And so they decided to open a soup kitchen. They wanted to have a hot meal offered for people. And there was, when they were going around talking about it to people and going to different stores looking for donations to have this first meal, there was a lot of flack.
Yeah.
A lot of flack. And both Essex and Old Saybrook people just kept saying, if you start opening a soup kitchen, it's going to bring people in. It's going to bring problems in. We don't have any poverty in the Shoreline. And which of course isn't very true.
Okay.
And so they did it anyway, and they opened their doors, and it just blew up from there. The need was so great, it just kept growing, and we now have 9 soup kitchens, which we call meal sites, but it's a soup kitchen,
right?
And 5 pantries, where we serve groceries.
All right.
The Clinton Pantry has been around 17 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just about 17, 18 years, somewhere in there. And I've been with it, the first 10 months I wasn't at the pantry.
Right.
I came 10 months later. So I've been with it for 17 years.
Oh. You like it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I guess I wouldn't have stayed 17 years if I didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what can people expect to see and do when they come to the pantry for a donation?
Okay. Well, when I first started 17 years ago, there was under 25 guests.
All right.
Under 25.
Okay.
And we would hand them bags of groceries. Then Feeding America, the Feeding America program, decided that was not feasible, that everybody in the country was handing out groceries in their pantries. And they said it's not feasible, that there's too much waste. You're giving people peanut butter, that they're allergic to nuts, et cetera, et cetera. So they wanted us to go full choice. So I had been at the pantry for about a month when I switched it over to full choice. So we took tables in the church hall, set up tables all around so that people could follow a flow, and the volunteers were on one side, the guests were on the other, and we set it up like a grocery store on the tables. So this was the cereal category, this is the peanut butter category, this is the canned fruit category, and people could come in and choose. And if they didn't want peanut butter because they're allergic to it, they didn't have to take it. They could choose the type of cereal they wanted.
Okay.
And that happened all over throughout the country. So just about 17 years ago, the whole country tried to switch over to what they call full choice. Then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And we could no longer let the people in the doors. All of a sudden, boom, we know how fast COVID hit.
Yeah.
And we had to think fast and on our feet, and within a week, we were up. We didn't shut down at all. We didn't shut down at all. We went from serving the people inside the next week. We were pre-bagging the groceries again, so nobody gets any choice. We bring the groceries outside, put them on a table, the cars drive up, they get out of their cars, pick up their bags of groceries, and go on their way, and the next car drives up. Now, the requirements are they have to have masks on, we have to have masks on.
Right.
And we're supposed to back off. When the people get out of their car, we're supposed to back off. We're on one side of the table, they're on the other, to all be COVID safe.
Absolutely. And is it still that way?
It is. And it's going to be there that way for a long time. Our numbers, we were serving pre-COVID. We had gone, now remember I said we were originally doing under 25 families.
Right.
2 years ago, we were doing 130 families. We had jumped that high. Now, we have done up to 300 and a little over.
Wow. Oh my God.
So our numbers right now are averaging around 230 families a week. And it's too many people. We can't, even without COVID, say COVID were gone and completely over,
Right.
we can't bring them in. It's too many people.
Right.
It's just, our numbers have to come down
Right.
before we can go big. I figure they have to go down to about 160 families
Okay.
before we can let them back in. So, but things aren't good.
No.
They were starting to get good, like the end of September. It was starting to look, our numbers were going down and below 200, and then they zoomed up again.
Of course they did.
So,
Of course they
But-
did. Now you and I have worked together on many food drives.
yeah, we sure have.
We sure
have.
We sure absolutely. Now, let's talk about the way food drives work, especially with the local organizations who run food drives that you guys
Yep.
partner with.
Yep.
Let's talk about that.
People will call me up and ask if they can do a food drive for me, or I try to encourage people to do food drives.
Sure.
They have to go to the Stop and Shop, or the grocery store,
Yep.
get permission from the manager. Then I arrange our truck. We have a truck at the Shoreline Soup Kitchen.
Yes.
As you well know.
And I think we know the driver.
Yeah, we know the driver. He's in the audience today.
He is.
So I arrange the truck, and we'll have it on a Saturday or Sunday usually. Sometimes it'll be on, like Good Friday, we'll have a group that will do it.
Right.
But usually it's on the weekends from 9 to 1 or 10 to 2 or whatever.
Absolutely.
And they get the volunteers. The group will get the volunteers. And as you know, you're always one of the volunteers
yeah.
out there.
Absolutely.
And they man a table and people donate to them. They pass out flyers and collect the donations, put the donations in the truck. I love it when before COVID, we were allowed to put the truck at the Stop and Shop
Yes.
right up in the fire lane, which
That's
was
right.
really, really nice.
Exactly.
Made it really convenient, but now the Stop and Shop is a little gun shy.
Yeah.
And I keep saying Stop and Shop, but there's other pantries there's other grocery stores that have food drives too.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then we all hop in and take our cars over to the pantry and unload it and weigh it. And weights are very important at the pantry.
Oh, absolutely.
The government requires that we take inventory every month so that we know exactly how much food went out the door. So everything that comes in the door, if you donate a box of cereal, I have to weigh it and record it.
Right.
And so all the donations are recorded, everything that comes in the door. And then we do an inventory so we know once a month, so we know exactly how much went out the door every month.
Okay.
And all these stats are reported to the government.
Okay.
The Connecticut Food Share is used to be the Connecticut Food Bank and
Yep.
now Connecticut Food Share.
Sure.
They are members of Feeding America.
Okay.
So they have to meet all the government regulations.
Right.
So I'm digressing. I'm probably
No,
getting
no,
on
you're,
that.
no, you're fine. Go.
But people, the Feeding America gets money and free food from the government,
Okay.
and in turn, it's passed on to the Connecticut Food Share.
Right.
We are members of Connecticut Food Share and must abide by their laws and rules. Their laws and rules are all governed by Feeding America's laws and rules, which are governed by the government's laws and rules. Also, the state donates whatever they're donating. They have a program that's called SNAP.
Yep. Sure.
And Connecticut NAP. Connecticut NAP is a division of that, where they give food to the food bank, and the food bank gives food to us. Okay. So we actually get free foods from the state and from the government through the Connecticut Food Share.
Really?
Yep. We have approximately 50% of all the foods we get are donated.
Right.
30% are, no, 40% are from Connecticut Food Share.
Ah.
And sometimes we have to pay for Connecticut Food Share food.
Right.
Sometimes it's food that's been donated and we have to pay a small minimal fee
Right.
for their overhead.
Right.
But basically I can get a couple thousand pounds. I usually get maybe 4,000, 5,000 pounds from the Connecticut Food Bank
Oh, wow.
Food Share every week. And my bill is phenomenally low.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I'm assuming when you guys get your donations, and not only do you do inventory, but I'm assuming you also go in and check expiration dates on
Absolutely, absolutely.
on product.
Yes, yes. I'm food safety manager trained.
Okay.
So I'm very strict.
Right.
I'm tough.
Yeah.
I will allow a little bit past expiration, but not a lot.
No.
Packaged food, 3 months, that's it, it's out. If it's in a package, I won't keep it. Right. And I know it's probably still good.
No.
But
you don't want to chance it.
I'm also worried about the dignity of people.
Yeah.
If they're getting 2-year-old vegetables, canned vegetables that are out of date for 2 years,
right.
That's like, oh, it's just very undignified.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but there's a lot of arguments about food waste, but we do waste food. We do have to throw some out by dates, absolutely.
And you guys do that probably pretty regularly?
Absolutely. Everything that comes in that door. Everything that comes in the door. The truck driver that we talked about, he's in charge of the pantry. He's the pantry person.
Okay.
And his job is to check all the dates. And he has some helpers, and he checks all the dates and shelves all the food.
Linda Smith, would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Sure.
All right,
absolutely.
We'll be right back.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Lynn Smith from the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Food Pantry. Lynn, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's open up this segment, because not only do you guys do food drives to get food, from what I understand, there's also community gardens involved.
Yes,
Let's talk
absolutely.
about them.
Oh,
Who
we have 2 main community gardens.
Okay.
Food for All garden,
Sure.
which is located over at the Holy Advent Church, and the St. Mary's Garden, which is, there's actually
There's 2.
Yeah, there's actually 2. And they're located near St. Mary's Church.
Yep.
And they're run by the parishioners of St. Mary's.
Exactly.
And the produce they grow is just absolutely amazing. There's so much beautiful produce.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate this time of year when it's over, when it's just, I hate that. And now we have to purchase our produce.
Right.
So I have a budget that I work with. According to, each pantry has a different budget according to how big they are.
Right.
So I have a budget that I have to keep within. And I purchase from a produce wholesaler.
Okay.
So I try to purchase around 5 or 6 items every week, now that produce season's over.
Right.
So that I also purchase eggs. They have eggs every single week.
Okay.
So all through the year, we always give out eggs. And the produce all year round
Right.
either from the gardens or we purchase.
Yeah.
We also give out meat. A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the local grocery stores through Connecticut Food Share have a contract with them. Their meat that has, at 12 o'clock, it says expires by.
Right.
They take it, they put it in the freezer and
freeze
save
it.
it for us.
Yeah, there you go. And it's
Yep.
it's obviously still good.
It's still good, absolutely. So that's a real nice program.
Absolutely.
Our budget, we have, like I said, 50% are donations. That includes food drives. And then the 40% that I said comes from, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Totally lost it.
That's okay.
And, yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll talk about let's go back and talk about as far as with the food drives and as far as the donation site, where on Wednesdays, where are you guys?
Oh, okay. We're located at the First Church of Christ, 55 Church Street in Clinton.
Yeah.
We open at 3:30.
Okay.
3:30 to 6 is our distribution time. So during that period between 3:30 and 6, we are giving out 240 families worth of groceries. There's that many cars driving through, and it's really, it's a symphony. It
Yeah.
works. It works.
Absolutely.
Now, the volunteers, we have over 40 volunteers. I think the last time I counted, we had 45 volunteers. Just at the Clinton Pantry. So we have different shifts. We have the first shift, which is on Monday, and Monday morning, they make all the bags. We double bag all the bags, get them all opened and ready.
Yep.
Then Wednesday morning, we start at 9 o'clock, and we have a very big contributor that donates every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So we wait for him to come in, and he's somebody you're familiar with.
Somebody the truck driver's familiar with too.
Yes.
Gee, I wonder whom.
So he usually comes in with a big donation.
Right.
And we start packing the bags. So all the grocery bags, it's a train. We put them on, we have these big rolling carts. We
Yeah.
put 4 bags, grocery bags on a cart, roll them around into the pantry, and according to the menu for that week, they're packed. So a typical family will get at least 3 days worth of groceries.
Okay.
So when I make up the menu, that's important, that I keep that in mind. And I have guidelines set by the government for what needs to be given. Unfortunately, when we're making bags, we can't distinguish from how many people.
No.
So that's kind of lousy. So a family of 6 is getting the same groceries as a family of 2.
Right.
But there's nothing we can do about it during
Right.
COVID.
You can't
You
differentiate.
can't fight it. So back on Wednesdays, we pack the grocery bags. We have a lot of deliveries.
Yep.
We have bag deliveries. We have the produce deliveries. We have the Connecticut Food Bank deliveries, which is our truck that has gone to the Connecticut Food Share, picked up what I've ordered online,
Okay.
and brought it in. Then that shift is dealing with bringing in a lot of the trucks and sorting that food. And then in the afternoon, we have a shift that packs the grocery bags.
Okay.
So this week, we're going to pack 265 bags of groceries and 265 bags of produce. So it's a lot. It's a lot of
is.
work. Yeah. So in the afternoon, the produce people will pack the 265 produce bags.
Absolutely.
And then at 3 o'clock, we start. We start bringing the bags outside, bearing good weather.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We've done it in the rain. We've done it in the snow. We've done it in bad weather. But it gets pretty cold in the winter.
Yeah.
Because we're out there for 3 hours. It's a long time.
Now, are you guys there year round?
Yes. Yes. Yep. We close 2 weeks in the summer for the church fair.
Right.
They need the space, so
Oh,
we
yeah.
close for 2 weeks in the summer. And we close between Christmas and New Year's.
You close for the week.
Yep, yep, yeah.
Now, do people have, when they come, they basically drive up, you put groceries around on the table, drive up, get out of the car, get the bag, close the trunk, and beat it, and get out?
Yeah, except there is a registration process.
I was going to say, all right, well, let's talk about it.
Before they get to us, in the driveway, there's a registration woman.
Okay.
And
It's not you.
not me.
Okay.
No.
And it's not the
separate
truck driver.
Not the truck driver,
All right.
no. There's a registration woman that goes up to each and every car.
Okay.
And they must register. They have to fill out certain forms for the government in order to meet the guidelines.
Right.
For the food bank in order to meet their guidelines.
Yeah.
And for the state of Connecticut in order to meet their guidelines. So they have to attest that they fit within a certain budget, within a certain income level. They have to attest to it, but we don't require any proof.
Okay.
They do have to prove where they live.
Okay.
At the Shoreline Soup Kitchens, you have to live within 11 towns.
Okay.
We have an 11-town area that we cover.
Okay.
And you do need to live within the 11 towns. Right now, during COVID, we're allowing out-of-towners. We are allowing people out of the 11 towns. But typically, pre-COVID, we weren't. And when we will go back to that again someday.
Right.
But we just felt it's an emergency situation. We're going to feed anybody that needs it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So the registration person does all this paperwork. When you first come in, she'll give you all that paperwork, explain it to you. She speaks Spanish. We do have a lot of Spanish clientele. And she has her paperwork in Spanish. She'll send you home. She'll give you your groceries. She'll pass you along, let you have your groceries, but tell you that next week you have to come in with your paperwork.
Yeah.
When you come in with your paperwork, you're given a number, and that's your number. It's on a card. You have to bring that card with you every week from then on.
Okay.
So the next time you come in, you bring your card, you just show her your number. She marks you off on her chart, and you go through the lines. So it's a speedy process once you're registered.
Now, what happens if you forget your number?
Oh, it's a nightmare.
All right.
I know.
All right.
I know. People forget. One woman,
Oh, no.
they like to put their numbers on their side window.
Right.
She put it there and it fell down. She can't get it out. It's stuck.
Oh, no.
At least her window's still working.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But no, she can check by name also.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. She has 2 registrations, one's by number, one's by name. So
okay.
if you forget your number and you can't remember what the number is, a lot of people come, it's on their cell phones.
Yep.
Then they'll show it to you, 146 or
Right.
whatever their number is.
Right.
Then a lot of times there's more than one family in a car. That's very often that people carpool.
Right.
So say there's 3 numbers in one car. So she'll turn to the gentleman that's directing traffic, and she'll say 3. That means there's 3 families,
There's
in,
3
that
families
car.
in that car.
He signals to the people on the table, 3 families coming.
Yep.
And then they'll send the car through, and then they know enough to put up groceries for 3.
For three people.
Yeah.
Three families
Yeah.
in one vehicle.
Right. And sometimes there'll be 4 people, 4 families in a car, and the car's loaded to begin with, and then we're giving out 3 bags of groceries per family, because
Right.
1 produce, 1 grocery, 1 meat and eggs.
Right.
And so we're giving out 12 bags. Where are we going to fit them?
Right. Where are they going? There's no room.
Right.
There's no room at the inn. The inn is empty.
Yeah.
The inn is full.
They get them in. They get their groceries in.
Absolutely. You guys are a very busy organization.
It
Very
is. It really
worthwhile
is.
organization,
Yeah.
too.
Now, I said that we had 9 soup kitchens. Only 7 are operating right now.
Okay.
2 are still not operating because of the COVID situation.
Right. Absolutely.
But we do have 7 up and running, and they're not. You can't go in and sit down.
Right.
It's grab and go.
Right.
So I think they're frozen dinners, but I'm not positive.
Are they?
I don't know, but they are grab and go anyway.
Okay. And speaking of grab and go and food, I realized that the Estuary Council of Seniors also does.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
That's right.
Yep. But you have to be a senior for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This you don't.
Right.
This you don't. And if people want more, we're about to run out of time, but if people want more information on the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Food Pantry, where are they going?
Well, Shoreline Soup Kitchens and Pantries, plural.org.
Okay. And all the information's on the website?
Yeah. And then our phone number, I guess I can give that off.
Sure, go for it, yeah.
860-388-1988.
All right.
That's our phone number.
There you go. Well, Lynn Smith from the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Food Pantry, thanks for some time, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you
Thanks,
very
Lynn.
much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of Lynn Smith, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks, good night, and we'll see you next time.